Outlander Season 5 unpacks the repercussions of time travel. And as we all know, messing with time is one dangerous feat, with Season 5 being the best example of why it shouldn't be done. Plus, get to know the reason why Claire thought Jamie was dead. Despite the show's running theme of time travel, Outlander sure does not show the effects of said activity much, which it should.
I'm not going to cry.
I mean, come on, especially during their time. But yes, leave it to the people of Reddit to break down this issue. If you all remember, back in Season 5's trailer, us fans got to see Claire playing God. And for good reason, to save lives. Might I also add that our leading lady has had several back and forth trips to the past, and yet it still hasn't shown any effects on the future.
I tried to invest in Lalabrook as my home. I tried to imagine a life for us both, but I felt adrift.
Which is kinda weird, don't you think? Way before Season 5 premiered, the Redditors were already at it. According to Reddit user Purple4199, Season 5, which is based on Diana Gabaldon's novel The Fiery Cross, will eventually examine the drawbacks of all this time-traveling stuff.
Maybe that was a mistake.
Fine. If you really believe that, then you should go.
Now, what this Redditor points out is that Claire didn't significantly alter time in The Fiery Cross. Plus, even Katrina Balfe herself stated that her character would struggle with the consequences of her decisions on history. So in Season 5, it's expected that Claire will use her medical knowledge as much as she can, to save as many as she can. But of course, without doing too much. Remember back in Season 3, Claire took penicillin back with her in the said season, but has only used it on Jamie and herself. That being said, the usage of future medication hasn't had a significant effect yet, so she's safe there. But then again, there's her daughter, Brianna, who's starting to wonder how dangerous it may be. Claire, for all she's worth, is hellbent on keeping her family and neighborhood safe from harm. I mean, Claire even delivered one heck of a line for doing so, telling Brianna, "If I'm to keep us safe here, then time, space, history be damned." That's Claire for you, gutsy as ever. Though, Claire Balfe is a bit concerned with her character then, since the actress voiced her thoughts on what Claire is trying to achieve during the Television Critics Association's winter press tour. Katrina said that in addition to trying to develop medicines that she would have used in the 20th century, Claire is taking significant risks by researching surgeries that she would have performed in that era. Even the actress admits that Claire's venture in Season 5 is undoubtedly quite dangerous.
Is it violence and danger? Now go.
I mean, the 20th century is every bit crucial in Season 5 after all, since it's the big event of the season. The Frasers are about to get caught up in the middle of the Revolutionary War, so any actions they do could have a drastic effect on history. Not to mention the fact that since time travel is complicated, it's impossible to predict how their decisions will affect the future. It's important that Outlander explored how Claire's time travel has changed history, since even the smallest adjustments could have disastrous consequences. Like, for example, someone you helped in the past can have an unanticipated offspring who's still alive today. At the end of the day, Outlander Season 5 all boils down to whether or not history will change to take Claire's heroic deeds into account, or may it throw the future off course. Now let's move past Season 5 and talk about Season 7 instead. In particular, why did Claire think that Jamie was dead? Season 7 will make its debut this summer, so you bet your butt fans of the series are already rereading some of Diana Gabaldon's books. And many have noticed, why did Claire think her husband is dead in Season 3? As fans will recall, Claire was made to go back through the stones before the Battle of Culloden while she was pregnant. Shortly before the catastrophic incident, Jamie decided for her to go back in time because he thought she would be safer there with her first husband, Frank Randall.
You would go back through the stones back home.
You are my home.
You are mine. But this home is lost.
A reluctant Claire then traveled back to the future, where she spent 20 years before the two were finally reunited. Claire assumed Jamie had passed away as a result of Culloden's aftermath, which saw the Jacobites massacred in combat. In the actual combat, just 300 Redcoats perished, whereas 1,500 to 2,000 rebels are believed to have perished. In contrast, only a small number of Scots managed to survive. Given the death rates, her presumption wasn't irrational, given that Jamie didn't actually die, and instead suffered severe injuries that almost caused him to lose his leg. Still, Claire remained hopeful. She even gave Roger Mackenzie a list of men from Culloden if any of those on the list made it. And it paid off. Roger actually found that Jamie survived thanks to the Stone Circle at Crynadoon and Brock Torok. Now see here. In Diana Gabaldon's novels, he was able to find out Jamie was alive because of one officer who survived the Culloden aftermath. Anyway, so now Roger found out that Jamie's alive, right? He kept on searching for Jamie's life with the Highlander, and it's here he discovered that he adopted several names through different phases of his life. By that point, Jamie was using the alias Malcolm Alexander and directing the Edinburgh print company that was producing subversive materials. When Claire decided to walk back through the stones at Roger and her daughter Brianna's insistence, this is where she discovered Jamie in the past. After Claire saw Jamie's fake gravestone, which Frank had set there, she made the decision to tell Brianna the truth about her father. And because Frank knew that Claire and Brianna would see it, he had that headstone specifically made. Although Claire believed Jamie had passed away, he was very certain she would be alive and well in the future, taking care of their child. But even if he knew this in his heart, Jamie was still grieving and experienced a range of feelings as he sought to come to terms with her passing. Sam Heughan, Jamie's actor, explained in an interview about the feelings Jamie was going through at the time. According to him, Jamie underwent a series of emotions and all stages of grief, from anger to disillusionment and eventually to hope, and then to accept that Claire is gone. He's come to the terms that his love is gone and will never come back, which is why the reunion scene between the two was so emotional. Sam even said that during filming, both he and Katrina tried to be as honest as they could be. And now, in the upcoming season, we once again lie in wait for the reunion of Sam and Claire Fraser, which kinda makes you think that these two can't catch a break, no? They're always being separated. Anywho, fans have a firm belief that the two will reunite sooner rather than later. And if anything, fans are more curious about Jamie Fraser's time-traveling abilities. It seems that he can time travel after all. Or can he? Well, Diana Gabaldon firmly said that he can't time travel. And if he could, then that would make the whole storyline of Outlander redundant. But it seems that this Highlander holds a certain kind of power. After all, not only was he able to protect himself in the future, but he also managed to appear in Inverness with Frank Randall. So many questions, too few answers. And this has been today's episode of how Outlander Season 5 unpacks the repercussions of time travel.
Time. History. I am grateful.